Hey, Sagittarius June 2019. Oh my gosh. I want to thank the Sages in my life. You know who you are, who have talked with me and been in my corner. Like, thank you guys. And just thank you to your energy, you all. I'm so excited to talk about June 2019. This is a really magical, powerful month of calibration, symbolism, mysticism, spiritual connection, and understanding ourselves and kind of dying and being reborn and embracing life as it is now. We're in a new energetic cycle, and this solstice, June is a solstice time. Northern, southern hemisphere, it doesn't matter. We are shifting. The tilt point hits and we reassess, we reconnect. So this month has that power to it, and I'm going to take some time to talk about why it's important for you all to not rely on your native capabilities that are influenced by this idea of Jupiter, right? You guys are ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is at home with you right now. He's retrograde, but he's home and he's hanging. Now, here's the thing. This month, this recalibration month, the important thing is to explore other areas of the way we move through the world. So for you guys, it's like, forget Jupiter, forget this constant pressure to be in expansion mode, right? Because yeah, it can be a form of avoiding all of our deeper feelings and all of the things that are maybe coming up. That's true, but it also can just actually paradoxically take away the joy from life in feeling that you have to constantly be thinking positive, clarity, truth, Queen of Swords. Wow. You have to constantly be in a certain state, and you have to deny other parts of yourself, the complex, nuanced, and mysterious parts of yourself, the complex, nuanced, and mysterious parts of the process, right? And so this month is like, you are going to have lots of joy. You're going to feel lots of joy, but the joy is not going to come from being like, I have to be positive, I have to just keep pushing forward. It's going to come from letting yourselves, giving yourselves the privilege to hang out with your shadows, to release emotion, to let yourself become an open conduit for the visitation of different aspects of self. Four of Pentacles, worthiness. Wow. And I think, feeling worthy, feeling happy. Three of Pentacles. Ooh, I like this. This is an interesting reading, you guys. There's a lot going on already. It's less about this certainty of your identity, this certainty of your worth and your path, and a lot more about letting yourself take that heavy weight off your shoulders. Nine of Wands. Right? Jupiter's a big planet, and the storms on Jupiter go on for centuries. Right? It's big. And it is so fun to be ruled by Jupiter. I get it. I'm a Sag rising, and yeah, it's so fun, right? But it can feel onerous. It can feel like you can't sustain it 100% of the time, and you're not meant to. That's the thing. It doesn't define you completely. Five of Wands. Okay, there's some embattlement going on here with the Sag heart. There's some growth, and there is a lot of worthiness stuff coming up here. And I think the thing is, you're worthy of the simple, sweet, quiet, loving moments. You're completely worthy. You get into this space where it's like, if I'm not being expansive, if I'm not thinking in the right way, that I'm not allowed to enjoy life. But that's actually, yeah, if you just take that pressure off yourself, you'll be able to do so. Eight of Pentacles. You'll be able to do so. Ace of Pentacles. Yes. All right. I like this. The work you do in the world is also a very important theme here. Let's talk about a few of the astrological things happening. Of course, how could I forget to tell you that you are in mirror season most of June? Gemini is getting lit up. The sun is in Gemini. There's going to be a new moon in Gemini on June 3rd. This is your oppositional sign, and when you get into energy that's being highlighted with your oppositional sign, it's a time to see yourself through a new lens. It's time to really see yourself for who you are and what you want to become, and to be honest. So it can be a time of deep self-reflection, the ability to see yourself completely differently and to re-scramble the pieces, right? We also have a full moon in your sign. Talk about death and rebirth. When you have a full moon in your sign, there is a sense of release of anything from the last year since your last full moon and what you want this next year when it comes to the moon cycle to be for you. So there's a lot of symbolism there. It feels a little more personal. It can feel a little bit more like you have to tap into that part of yourself. And then we move into Cancer season. Transformation for the Sages out there. Knight of Pentacles. Wow, we have a lot of Pentacles energy rolling with you guys this month. So theme there with the mirror season of Gemini, and then moving into 8th house transformation Cancer energy, which is really deep and very profound. You have a lot going on with your worthiness to be in this world in simple, sweet ways. Just let yourself have it. Let yourself show up to the work you want to do. Be who you want to be, you know? There's a lot of really positive energy here, but there is a big breakthrough coming as well. I'm going to pull one more card, and then we're going to talk through it. The end of the month, we're going to have Mercury in Leo, 7 of Cups. Oh, wow. I couldn't resist looking at the bottom of the deck. Whoa. I'm sorry, you guys, but like, we're going to have a little mini reading at the top here because I kept pulling these. The conversation there is big. There is a spiritual revolution going on in your hearts and souls right now, which I think is really good. And I think will clear the way to a lot of amazing things. I'm going to be on this journey with you, so have no fear. Let's talk through it. So there are some conversations you're having within yourself, right? Maybe they've been building up for a little while. Maybe they've been ongoing. Maybe there's been some check-in points. But there's something really going on with your ability to let yourself be happy. You have what you want. You're on the path to what you want. You're in there with it. And yet there's a part of you that's like, when's the other shoe going to drop? When is something going to happen? Maybe I need to hold myself back. Maybe I need to cut people. Maybe I need to hide myself. Maybe I need to be embarrassed that I have the shadow side, or that I have emotions that I need to express and process and share. Maybe it will be easier if I just hold them inside. Right? There's a sense that you kind of want to hide and obscure some things. But that's not really what you want. Really what you want, you don't want to be in this modality forever. What you want to do is let yourself feel and see clearly where you feel less than, where you feel you have to hold yourself back, where you feel you have to tie yourself down and bunch yourself up and shove down your feelings, and where you just want to let them run free and wild and be honest and truthful. These are cards of the fear of speaking truth, the fear of being honest, either with yourself or in a situation, the fear that if you show yourself, you'll be rejected, you'll be judged. But the reality is, you have all the support to create what you want to create. You have supportive energies here. For you, it's funny because we go from 4 to 3, right? It's like you are blocking yourself off preemptively from something that is going just fine. You're skipping a step. You're going over to this other resistance factor when there's a 3 of Pentacles of support. The right people being in your life, projects moving forward, practically speaking, seeing a way, seeing a path, seeing a sense of flow and creativity come up and out and through you. Seeing a sense of deeper connection. But here's the thing, you have to honor the world-weary warrior within you. The 9 of Wands, if it's showing up, it means that there's a part of you that is still a little bit nervous to trust because you've seen what can go down. You've seen you've experienced some things in life. And there is a part of you that is a wounded child that feels very exposed when things are going well, feels very exposed when things are expanding out. And I was just talking about this in another reading, but Susan Jeffers has that beautiful book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, which talks about how as long as we're expanding, we are going to feel nervous. When we are actually growing and we are becoming who we want to become and we are doing the things we want to do in life, we will inherently feel some resistance and some fear to it because we are growing, because we are going to places we've never been emotionally, spiritually, energetically, practically, real world. We're exploring new things, so we're going to feel fear. But if you're willing to show up and not show up as the representative, as Glennon Doyle says. She's always like, I sent my representative, not my full self, to a situation. If you show up as your full self, you'll find that your confidence grows because you'll realize there is no judgment of your true soul self. Right? That people are actually really glad that your true soul self showed up to the table, and it's beautiful. So here's the thing. We have one more, you have the Nine of Wands, honoring the world-weary warrior, giving that part of yourself some love, realizing those battles are over. And then the Five of Wands shows up, the battle, the tiff, the disagreement, the desire to grow via resistance. These are resistance cards, my friends. Fire signs, we are notorious for getting into this mode where it's like, but I'm going to set these fires. I'm going to make this happen the way I think it needs to happen. And what we're really doing is we are feeling rigid. It's not free-spiritedness. It's not positivity. It's not proactive. It is a desire to find control through action, right? And really, it's painful. It's hard on our systems. So when you have the Nine of Wands and the Five of Wands showing up, just kind of keep this in mind that you may be hitting into some pockets of nervousness. You may be hitting into some old wiring that's pinging up some kind of self-protectiveness inside of you. And that's okay. But don't necessarily follow it, right? You don't necessarily need to take yourself all the way into this intensity. You can just listen to that voice that's scared and give it a moment to speak. Now, here's the thing with you guys. The last three cards, before we talk about that whole top clarifier journey that's undergirding everything we're talking about here, let's talk about these last three cards because they're really beautiful. It's about building with intention. It's about honing your craft and homing in on who you want to become. And on showing up to that and on that really connecting for you. So as we hit into the magic of this solstice season and we hit into the power of being at a time where you get to decide to calibrate in a way that is authentic for you, you are tapping into who you want to be in this world, the difference you want to make, the work you want to do, the things you want to create. And it's that whole tortoise and the hare thing with this energy right here. Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. These are slow and steady win the race. It's about how you show up every day, right? It's about how you pay attention to the little details in what you craft, in what you create. It's how you take the time to nurture each aspect of your physical body, of the way that you move through the world, of the way that if you're a writer, taking the time to savor the process of writing the sentences and savor the process of creating a daily ritual that allows you to feel in tune with your soul's voice so that it can come out into the physical. It's taking your time to nurture the little details in your schedule. It's taking the time to reach out and show up for somebody that you love or something that you care about in those little detailed phone calls, in those little 5 minutes that you put into things, right? It's not about the expansiveness of Jupiter, which is looking at the big picture, the big idea, the 6 months from now, who I'm supposed to be in this big expansive place, how I'm supposed to be appreciating this and how I should be this and where I've messed up before and maybe it's not supposed to be. It's like, that's the shadow side of Jupiter, is it gets all those thoughts going, right? We're bringing it small. If you are in your mirror season, Mercury is about the short term. the moment to moment, the quickness, the way things move through, right? It's a small, quick moving planet close to the sun. Very different from Jupiter, right? You're meant to be tapping into the joyfulness of this quiet. You're meant to. That's where the good stuff is. It's only partially in that big vision. That's great. But if you can't appreciate the groundedness, the embodiment, the small, the big vision will never be enough. And you'll always find yourself feeling hungrier and hungrier. So that's part of what's going on with the unfolding of that clarifier. Originally, you were just supposed to have this 7 of Cups. And when the 7 of Cups is in your conversation, we're talking about how you are showing, like, which cups you want to pick up, right? How are you dreaming about yourself? How are you envisioning on the emotional level? What cups do you want to keep picking up? It's like the Holy Grail. Do you want to, in that movie, Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail, you want to pick up the cup that's going to heal you, to nurture you. You don't want to pick up the poisonous cup and keep drinking from it and thinking it's going to make your life well, right? So for you, the nurturing cup is going to be, you'll be paying attention to what that is for you, first of all. And underneath that is an understanding that what was a nurturing cup for you beforehand. Even the beginning part of this year, because we are hitting into this magical midway point. What you thought was nurturing for you, or maybe was nurturing for you at one time, may not be so anymore, right? So paying attention to how that has shifted for you. It's okay for it to shift. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be a big, terrible thing, but you will be finding that the cup you want to pick up has shifted. That's where all of this water energy comes in. Death, High Priestess, 6 of Cups. This is watery integration energy. We are, after the solstice, going to be in Cancer season, and for you, it hits into your deepest transformative self. And that is a good thing. It's not something to dread. It's not something to fear. This is really amazing. This is regenerative on a level that is unparalleled. What you choose to pick up in this life has to look different than what you've picked up in years past, right? Otherwise, we would just kind of relive the same year over and over again and wonder why we're not getting the results that we want, why we're not living the life that we want, because we're meant to expand. So we have to always look at what we're picking up. This could go very bone deep to some old wiring. An amazing month to do some EFT tapping if you're into that, or something like that. Great month for meditation. A great month to let your shadow speak. Your shadow is going to speak to you of the things that are hurting, the things that feel repetitive, the things that feel a little pinched or uncomfortable. And it doesn't mean you have to address them all this month. It does mean that you're wanting to pay attention to what you drink from. This is so good. This is the best, most powerful energy you can have. And while, maybe you want like all the love cards and all the busy cards, I tell you what, this is where the good stuff actually is. This is where life, as you watch it in the day-to-day and the minute-to-minute, is transformative. I'm getting so many goosebumps. The road is not going to be certain for you at the end of the month. You are not meant to see the big vision in June. You are blindfolded. 2 of Swords wanted to be in this conversation. What can I say? And that is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. This is an amazing thing, in fact, you guys. This is a time to just be here. Just be here. You do not need to have the answers. You don't need to know how to say the right thing or be the right thing for your future self in October or during your birthday, right? You just need to be here with yourself, with all your ooey gooey, mysterious, nuanced parts, all of them. Bring them all to the table. Let them all take a moment to sip on the mead of life with you. And as you honor each facet of yourself, oh my God, will life just show you how beautiful it can get. This is just really profound energy, you guys. This is like really truly like the core of what good life is. And it is in the mystic school. This is a great time to do any kind of inspired reading. You know, a great time to read authors like Jack Kornfield's amazing Mark Nepo, Gabby Bernstein, Glennon Doyle, Elizabeth Gilbert has a new book coming out in June. I know that. So there's a, you know, whatever authors you love and enjoy. Great time to do that and tap right into that, because you guys have a very spiritual element. It's not that hard for you to tap into the beauty of this, but there's something about the way you're seeing life, the lens through which you have been looking at it for maybe a few years, that is changing deeply. Okay. So what I'm going to do, and I'm crying because this is just really beautiful. Speaking of like letting all the parts of yourself show up to the table, I've been doing it recently and I highly recommend it. It's amazing. So I'm going to give you guys a solstice toast to having a beautiful transformative June. And here it is. May the best things in life meet you in all the little details. May the pressure of being lit up and perfect and vibrant and clear be lifted off of your shoulders so that you can simply be and accept yourself in all your facets, in all your forms. May you give yourself the permission to rest and enjoy right now with who and what is presented to you. Cheers. I love you guys so much. You have been with me from the day I was born. And you're always my greatest teachers, my soul family. I'm actually really excited because I get to spend most of June with my sister, who's my favorite Sag of all time. So I'm really excited. And I'm sending you guys so much love. If you haven't watched The Magical Midyear yet, I highly recommend it. I have produced that on Vimeo. It's available now if you're looking for some deep diving into these summer months of beauty and retrogrades and connection. Highly recommend you do that. Subscribe and like this video. It really helps me out, you guys. You can also find me on Instagram at SarahVerba. I would love to see you over there. You can find my website and my email in the description box. All the goodies are down there. I promise you guys. If you want me to talk at your event or you want to set up a session, those are the places you're going to want to reach me. I try and keep up with all of it, but I am a one-woman show for the most part, so I do it all. You can also find PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry. She is making these crowns. This is tiger's eye and quartz, and I never want to take it off, but it is for sale, so if you guys are interested, that will be up in her shop. There's only one, so it may or may not be bought very quickly. She also has other beautiful jewelry as well. I'm sending you guys so much love. I hope you have a beautiful, magical June, and I will see you for July.